Alright, we are back. Right now we are in or at Starlight Station and we are taking out the mole. Not necessarily because we want to go mining, but we want to go into caves and checking out Pyro 1. We had been there back in the days when we haven't had issues with the headhunters, because Pyro 1, as far as we know, have locations for the headhunters for trading. That was kind of good, lucrative we would say. And now we are heading there with the mole. We are waiting on the patch release 4.1.1, and we do not want to risk losing too much stuff, so that's why we are taking out the mole. We leave it in the default configuration, and this will be the new standard in the new version, so no inflation of the ore parts. And we are taking out, or we're taking with us, the Pulse Alex, the Razor variant. It's been said that these are a little bit smaller than the other standard version of the Pulse, because we do not go explore the caves completely. We just go in there and looking for channelite. Our main goal. Starlight seemed to be the closest station to Pyro 1 where we could retrieve the ship and would be able to I'm not sure if there is mining stations inside. Arbitrary would be probably the next one. And Starlight is a few miles out of Bloom, yeah, and Bloom has arbitrary. So it's kind of interesting that so close to another space station is this one. And Pyro 1 is here. It's the closest planet to the star Pyro, and it is hot, yeah. And we got the Pembroke on, so high temperature shouldn't be an issue for us. Yeah, maybe you heard of that. The multi-tools are an issue for the ships. At the beginning we thought it is only on Robot Space Industries ships, but it's not only Robot Space Industries, it's basically all of them. Not sure if it's a specific multi-tool that causes the issue or in general, because usually we do not have it all the time. It is just random. And you may see now we have the HUD on, just because of the tractor beam. Alright, Pyro 1, as you can see, it is kind of weird that this planet is blue and not a proper ball. And yeah, we assume that blue is a cold color, but Pyro 1 is definitely not cold. It is damn hot downside. It's damn hot down there. So we do not go there blindly. We are taking verse guide as a guide in the verse, and we are heading to Rustville, and from there we have 276 on bearing for 246 kilometers. So now we have an issue. Rustville, they don't like us. These are headhunters, so we need to be aware not to fly too close, not to get shot by the turrets or whatever. And then 246, that's wrong, no? 246 kilometers. But the bearing 276. 276. And now, do we see Rustville? Rustville is there. And we are in a height of 4 kilometers, which is way too high. But we can go down this direction. So 200 kilometers is actually quite a distance, so it's better when we stay out of atmosphere, not to waste time for nothing. So atmosphere is more than 4 kilometers. It is 5, more than 5. Yeah, it is a planet, it's not a moon. That's gonna be tedious. We already feel it. Okay, what is this? 8 kilometers. 8 kilometers, and then we are out of atmosphere. So now we need to have a check again. Rust wheel, no. So now we have an issue. Yeah, 87. 87 on bearing is something like this. That means we need to go to the right side. That also means it's not 276 on bearing. 276, it's a little bit more. Yeah, I haven't checked the distance, but definitely not far enough. So this ship could fly. Wait, can we decouple it? Cruise control? No, cruise control doesn't work with decoupled. So turning around. 50 kilometers. Whoa, that's a long distance. And we are down again inside atmosphere. Yeah, I mean, they say 16 minutes on a speed of 250 meters per second. Yeah. We have cruise control on. For some weird reason, ship always nose up. Really interesting. Yeah, cruise control. Always the same issue. And of course we lost tractor beam. And of course they don't have... Oh wait, we are here. Where are we? Medical center. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, so what do we learn? Take a faster ship. And do not go AFK while. Do not go AFK while cruise control. Looks like we never learned that. Yeah, it looks like as if we kissed the horizon. Alright, so what about the ship? Yeah, front half is missing. It's a bit sad, but yeah, this is how it is. Yeah, that worked out so far. Okay, so then we should have at the end 2, 4, 5. Where did we fly? Oh, god damn it. It would be better when we go back to Rustville and start all over again. What a waste of time. Skill issue. Something a little bit more than 8. Okay, from Rustville, 276 on bearing. 276. Something like this. Yeah, we do not kiss the horizon. What is that? Clouds? Mountains? Probably clouds. This is weird. Yeah, this will very difficult. This will be very difficult. 276. Yeah, and they say for 246 kilometers and we only have 77. This is weird. OM6. Okay, this is OM6. Wait. For some reason weird. Lagging. 346. 40. 60 miles left. 367. Yeah, that OM marker should be 348. 348, 20 kilometers on bearing this direction. And then turning around, seeing Rustville, 222. Yeah, we are getting close. 20 more kilometers on 276 bearing. 300. So this is probably enough. 348. Yeah, we are too close. But 13 kilometers more. But they also say 7. So we need to go in this direction. Over marker 1 says 546, 20 kilometers in this direction. 546. Rustville. That doesn't work out. What's wrong here? We need to go closer to OM6. (546) OM1. 546 closer to that one, so we need to go closer to both of them. And what does say Rustville? 238. Still 8 kilometers backwards, and they say should be 87 on bearing when we look back. So we need to go more to the right side and backwards. So this is 87 bearing when we're looking back. 246.3. 246.3. 3. Too much. 6. Okay, 0.3. Something like this. And then we got there an O marker. This O marker 4 says 622. 621.21. 6.1. Okay. Rustville still on 87. A little bit to the right. Something like this. And then we should have what was it? 6. So here we are 1 kilometer too close. 0.6. 0.4, almost 21, 21, 21 is still at 87, but a little bit too close, something like that. Yeah, this one is definitely not 21, 21. So how is it possible? It's not possible. 1 kilometer too close. 4 kilometers too far away. This ain't right. This ain't right. What do we have down there? OM5983. Yeah, this is 10 kilometers too far away. Okay, we are 10 kilometers in height. That is totally okay. Maybe that is the reason why we have that difference. So we are going down 2 kilometers. 4, 3, 2. Okay, now we are checking from here. Rustville. 6 kilometers too close. 6 kilometers too close. Okay. Twenty-one. No, too far. 544. OM1 546. We are too close. And what does the other one say? Probably too far away. 354. Yeah, 2 kilometers in this direction, but on ground. So we will level. What do we say? 2 kilometers in this direction. Could mean that we accidentally stumble over it. 406 too close. We're already too close. What do we have here? OM2 876. We are too far away. Rustville on 87. 246. It should be 246. 37. It could be on this hill. Nothing glitches through the map. Do we have light? Oh, light is already on. So in this direction, looks like we are too close. 21, 21. 20. But it's not 87 anymore. Is that the hole? Yeah, looks like. They are looking completely different than those in Stanton. Yeah, the reason why we didn't see it is primarily because it was directly below us, visually all the time. Where's the hole? Here, and it's not empty. It's not a black hole. like those of these mission types. Looks deep. Let's have a check. Just way too dark down here. Way too dark. Can't see shit, but from the entrance it looks like no different to any other caves we had seen so far. Yeah, copy paste. So we have no indication of temperature. And this is actually good because we have the Pembroke on. That means we do not need to go back every now and then. Let's see if that works. It's always kind of difficult, dangerous to utilize a hoverbike in a cave. Yeah. So now we got the same issue with all vehicles. Because of the tractor beam, we don't see any HUD information. So top to the right somewhere is our ship, and when we ping, we see one Aphorite, one Hadanite, one Dollarmine, and some unknown stuff. This looks like Aphorite. Let's see how far we can get in with. If you would see me here sitting in front of my computer, you would laugh. Just because we duck our head. So this is interesting. Getting closer, we get a readout of these unknown markers. So one thing would be we hover into the cave as we do now, or we track the beam it, and of course always risking damage or destroy it. But we are primarily looking for the, what is it, Genelite? And so by now, from all the scans we got so far, no Genelite. And of course we could mine these little rocks just so that we can say at the end we didn't go back empty-handed yet. See? No Genelite. And the question is, do we waste our time seeing all these copy-paste caves? We already know how they look like. Or do we spend time in the cave mining these just for the sake of came here finding these caves and enjoying the time here to respect the effort it took to actually find it? Yeah. And not to mention we died on the way here because of cruise control, of course, but we died in course to come here. So it wouldn't be then a good thing to at least mine one or two Hadanites just to say at the end we didn't get there for the greed? Or is that the greed? Being here, actually looking for channelite, not finding channelite, but yet still stay here to mine for the sake of not getting out empty-handed. Which one is more greedy involved? 50 meters. Should we now? Yeah, this is a little bit the downside of this fat suit. Did you see any? Oh! Fuck. Did you see any mineable? Why is down here light? Can you tell me that? Why is down here light? I bet this is just for the visuals to having looking great. Because it absolutely does not make any sense that down here is light. Yeah, it's just taking some pictures for the verse guide. They haven't been pictures here. I'm really curious, why do they have the kind of specific information about this cave's location but don't have any picture of it? That begs the question, how do they get the information? Because if they would explore like we do, and we would find a cave somewhere in the verse, yeah, let's say, somewhere, and we would we would do this cartography stuff, we would have been proud of finding the cave and doing pictures and all that, just to show everybody we found that cave. But they don't. Why don't they do that? Is it because of the ego? Don't they have ego? That's why? Because is that the reason why we did print screens? To show them we found actually the cave on your list. And to verify or to prove, yeah, we do not verify. We verified their information. And the screenshot is basically to prove we actually found the cave. So we haven't seen any mineable rock so far. Don't we have the eyes open enough? Is it because we are distracted? Because usually the way we walk here is exactly like we walk when we are looking for mineable rocks. And usually we find when they are. What's going on? We are looking into the direction where we headed to, but the question is, have we been here? That means we need to go down. Yeah, need to go down. And still heading in this direction. Yeah, see, here's a rock. Is this a heatherite? We wouldn't say that we get more gems out of it when we do not overheat. Because usually when we do handheld mining, yeah, that was 5 gems. When we do handheld mining, we use these malfunctioned multi-tools, so we basically mine blind. Oh, look at the dust. It's kind of like in, there's another rock. This looks like Aphrodite. Like in Clasher. We gotta say, Clasher has probably the most beautiful visual stuff. Dolomite. Each rock once, eh? The most beautiful visuals when it comes to atmospheric dust, volumetric stuff and all that. NOMAN did a lot of screenshots back in the day when he was around. And he just stayed in the jail just because of making that screenshot. $8 mines. So, oh look, here's another one. What is this? More dollar mine. Okay. 8 was proper crack. 7 improper crack. Yeah. Next, oh look, here are the rocks, eh? So do we have, what do we have a readout here? It only says head, now. Okay, we need to wait. What does the scanner say? Never really looked at it. because we never ever had. Can we not? No. 22.39 and 0.22. So 0.22, that means probably that will take us 0.22 of SCU, not that much. And the 20.39 is probably the scattering. How far, no? Some sort of indication of scattering. But what we saw here is Heatherite starts to charging way earlier than Dollarmine. So we would consider that is an easier rock because it doesn't need too much power. It takes a little bit more time, a little bit more patience, but it doesn't really need too much power. 4, 5. So this is the second Heatherite, proper cracking. And we got 10. So proper cracking of Heatherite gives you 5 gems. And proper cracking Dollarmine 8. Improper... Wait, it says 16. 8. So you can do the math. How many Heatherite rocks you need to crack in order to get one SCU. Oh look, what is this guy doing here? Without proper equipment. No wonder you died here. You deserved it basically. Because you need to have a Pembroke to survive here. Alright, so this is the last chamber. So we need to go down. We're already down. Running back. Not sure if there is a second chamber we haven't checked. Because the scan of the pole said there is another one. So last chamber, second last chamber here. We need to go this direction and up. Up, up. There is another rock. This looks like Ephrite. Yeah, we always said it's, yeah, but this time it is Ephrite. Yeah. On a Hurston or Daymar moon would make sense to have this sort of light incoming. What is this? Also left, right. So up, up. What is this? Heatherite. Yeah. See, and another thing is what we never did is actually scanning the rock to get the information. We always shoot on full power. We can do that. Improper cracking, and let's see if we get another 5. If that is the case, you do not need to have proper mining with the handheld. But what you need definitely be aware is scatter range. You need to be away. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, see? The proper cracking with handheld is solely the scatter range of the rock. Not even that. There's another one. Why do we see all these rocks on the way out? Left, right, it's the same. We walked here, looked up, and find the other rock. So we need to go more up. Up, up. Other side. maybe not. Up, up. Yeah, that up, up, that reminds us on a French friend we met in South America with a French accent. Up, up, up the mountain. So what we did is basically we took the right. Did we? No. This is the left. Let's have a look. There are still unknowns. How far away or how close do we need to go in order to not have an unknown? Or is there some sort of a, yeah, some sort of storage buff for information? So we have only one headernite left, at least in this direction. And dollar wines, oh, not that bad. But yeah, one headernite left for the next one. And now let's try to make it. Oh, look, there's another guy. Or girl. No. Whoa! Whoa. We should track the beam. I certainly do not trust that thing. No, absolutely not. Yeah, in real life, that thing would be destroyed already. Oh, look, sun is out. So it could have been realistic that there is some light beams inside the cave because of daytime. So now, look, now we have light temperature indication here. And it says 160, 170. Where's my ship over there? 220. Yeah, and that is the reason why we have a Pembroke on. You could, based on this information, you could survive in the cave with a normal suit. But as soon as you are at the surface, you need to have something more reliable. Yeah, so when it comes to worst guide, we would say this one cave we found kinda instantly. It took time to go here 2 times, yeah, because we died. But once triangulate or quadrangulate, yeah, we would say quadrangulate, we had 3 orbital markers plus rust wheel. And yeah, if you consider the height as well, the height, not the height, the height as well, you easily can fly out of atmosphere. Check these 2 or 3 markers, let's say 2 orbital markers plus starting point in order to get there, find the cave. And it probably would be better if you are really, let's see, how we are 2 kilometers up high right now and you don't see anything. So if you follow the information of worst guy and you fly 2 kilometers up high, you have no chance to see the cave. Not by day, not by light. Absolutely no chance. You need to go down at least 1 kilometers to have the chance to see either through glitching or through rendering. So do we see it here again? Rustville, 873. Because it wasn't that bad to find, to be honest. Let's see if we can find again. We just left, haven't done anything else. So 2883 almost. Yeah, there it is. You can find it. You easily can find it. So let's go here and say we are pointing to Rustville. Where is it? For our website, because we want to make sure that the information we got from Birth Guide is basically verified. And here we see all the information relevant. Okay, so then next one. Another cave from Rustville.